Frankie, today we're taking a look at the back of the box on BoxMac.
We've been talking about doing this forever.
We're gonna make today 2 recipes from the back of the box.
What I like about the gag here is normally we're very careful to show the label, show the front.
Yes. Not this week, we're showing the back because that's where the recipes are on both of these Macs.
So it looks like you've got a Stop and Shop Deluxe Shells and Cheese Dinner.
That I'm not sure we've ever done on the show, to be honest.
Right.
We're gonna be cooking this Fiesta shells and cheese dish. Normally you'd boil the noodles. This is a you mix it all in kind of dish.
The ingredients I see are Southwest style salsa.
We do.
This particular mac and cheese.
This very particular
very
one.
important. Mexican cheese.
Yes.
And a green onion chopped optional.
We are gonna do it.
And some chili powder.
For our other one here,
Kraft Original
Deluxe, which I assume we've done on the show?
Yeah. Are we making a mac and cheese pizza?
We are making a mac and cheese pizza.
Cool. I'm excited because that's not just a bowl of mac and cheese.
No, it's not. When I went to the supermarket, I had to look at the ones, because not every box has a recipe on the back anymore. Cracker Barrel, for example, has no recipes. A lot of the Velveeta direct branded ones don't, but all the ones that do, that are Kraft, have ridiculous recipes on the back. And this was one kind of in the middle of the pack.
It looks like kind of like a flatbread pizza with mac and cheese all over it.
Yeah.
It's probably not gonna be good. I mean, even that picture, that promotional picture.
It doesn't look that great.
Refrigerated pizza dough.
Yep.
Italian sausage, green peppers once again.
Yep.
Green peppers being a real important piece of this. I'm not really like a huge green pepper guy. Low moisture, part skim mozzarella cheese.
Well, screw them. I used whole milk because I want to live dangerously.
Because the whole milk stays.
Maybe the whole milk needs to go.
Nope, the whole milk stays. The thing that needs to...
No, the whole milk stays.
And grated Parmesan cheese.
Yep, and that one's a little complicated. We've never baked a pizza before on BoxMac. I've actually never used the product we're gonna use today, which is bagged pizza dough.
What's the brand?
This is original. It's just called Original Pizza Dough. It's actually local made. It's made in Lincoln, Rhode Island. 2 of the items here were on clearance at Stop and Shop. You can see it was 33% off. It smells pretty doughy and good.
This is all a surprise to me. We had talked about...
Yeah, we did talk about the concept, right?
And I'm just finding out right now what we're cooking.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty exciting. There is a repeat trolling comment on our videos. Please do a series about frozen pizza.
Yeah, but it's fresh pizza. That's even better.
But they do know, right, that once a year, Zach and I do a sort of parody show
Yes.
that involves frozen pizza. I don't know if they know that or not.
You can search for it. It's called Pirate Pizza Review. There's 2 episodes now. Oh, geez.
What happened?
I turned on the burner to heat the water, but I accidentally turned on an empty pan.
And that could, bad things happen.
We just averted that because I noticed. This is gonna be explosive.
We weren't cool about fire safety.
To be fair, nothing would have caught fire here. The nonstick lining would have eventually caught on fire and burned. It was covered, so it wouldn't have had that much of an impact.
Should we do like tabletop disaster recovery exercises for BoxMac?
Yes.
The low flow comes back.
Yeah, the low flow comes back.
And you really needed to cook.
We're out of milk and we're mid-episode. All right, so we got a lot to do here. We gotta get going.
Well, how can I help?
You can cook some beef.
Yeah, okay.
And some sausage. We've gotta cook both these meats.
I need to be trained.
You need to be trained. This beef is cheap because it was discounted, because it's actually Angus beef.
I want to touch the meat and get for not washing my hands. You have a new trash.
I do have a new trash can, which I love. I had that trash can. It actually came with the apartment. I just continued to use it. It was like a little, had kind of a floppy top. You'd always have to touch it to like be able to dump things in.
Yeah, I don't like that it turned in.
Yeah.
The pop top always makes more sense to me.
Yeah, I did a lot of research because I'm pretty picky about my products. At first, I rejected the Simple Human brand because I thought they were kind of foppish and excessive.
What's the features?
Well, the no-touch operation, so you can just press the floor pedal, stainless steel top, and the metal exterior.
I've been on a real Family Matters kick lately. There was an episode where Carl and Harriet needed to buy a new garbage disposal. Carl assigned the task of getting it fixed to Harriet, and a guy came out and said, you need a new motor, and that's $200. And Carl got really pissed that she got swindled. So she said, well, then you take care of it. And so he went away, and he bought an $800 new garbage disposal that was like high tech and did a lot of things that garbage disposals don't need to do. And the moral of the story was, I don't know. It never got resolved. She was like, you made me feel like crap. And he's like, sorry. That was it.
But it also gives you instant hot water for your tea, your coffee, and your various soup-like substances.
Well, let me tell you, this is not the top of the line one from Simple Human. They have a voice-activated trash can where you can say open sesame or open trash can. But apparently the vocal system is fairly unreliable and it triggers a lot on false positives.
Yeah, you don't need any more voice-activated anything.
I do not.
Because you do still have to walk up to the trash to throw things out.
So if I didn't have feet, for example, there was a wave sensor option. You can wave in front of it, but your hands are usually full of trash. You don't want to be waving trash around your kitchen, you know.
I think a little kick is all you need.
As that's starting, I'm going to start prepping our pizza.
There's a lot of cooking today.
I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable lunch.
I hope you're prepared for an unforgettable luncheon.
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Good Lord, what is happening in there?
Don't get us started. It'll take over the day.
It'll never end. Right, I'm going to put you in charge of both of these.
I love ground meat, let me just tell you.
I am not a skilled pizza worker.
How often do you make pizza? Like,
Never.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, right? You ever make pizza, EJ?
I have a few videos on our website that shows.
Lately, EJ's been making some really tasty looking food.
Oh, I'll say.
Almost slightly frustrating to watch.
I've heard Nina was getting frustrated about all the meat.
Oh yeah, because we always are like, hey, new EJ, we're gonna watch it tonight, and after about 25 meat-related episodes, she was like, is he cooking meat again?
Well, but you've done non-meat things too, EJ.
It's been a while.
I'm just taking the beef out and leaving the juice in.
Turning me on. I don't know if anybody in human history has ever looked at the back of one of these boxes and actually did what it was asking them to do. I don't know. I think it's branding. I think it's to fill up space in the box. It's to suggest that you're not just buying $1 crap.
Okay, so I'm going to return my beef to the pan now that it's been drained, and I'm going to add chili powder.
I think it's also an old-fashioned thing, like home wives would be in the store being like,
I need a recipe idea.
My mother would definitely, she would never just serve us macaroni and cheese. That would be,
Yeah, it's like Linsanity.
My mother took it very seriously,
The idea of the mealtime.
Yeah, the idea of mealtime. It was one of her kind of responsibilities as the mother. And I know that may sound a little,
Well, she didn't work, right?
No, she worked a little part-time
Yeah.
in the afternoons, but, she took a lot of pride in what she cooked.
Right.
And, it made for a wonderful luncheon.
An unforgettable one, really. Did she ever buy fast food and disguise it as her own cooking?
No. My mother wouldn't stoop to that level.
That would be delightfully devilish.
Delightfully devilish, Seymour.
I remember when the internet first came out, we were like, what can you do with the internet? What is it? What is it? My mom had heard from someone that you can find recipes. That's what it is. You can look up a recipe. Imagine that. I used to buy Game Informer and Nintendo Power for cheat codes. And it was you don't have to buy anything anymore. You can get cheat codes for free now. That was the first time I was introduced to the idea that information was gonna be free. Information really wasn't free before the internet. You needed a piece of information, you probably needed to spend a little money.
I've got my pizza pretty much in the shape I want it, and I'm just putting a little olive oil on top. That's not part of the directions, but I'm just doing it anyway. Echo, set timer, 8 minutes. So we're putting 2.5 cups of water in the beef.
Watery beef.
That's not something you'd normally want your beef to be watery, you know?
Eat it like that.
Yeah, pasta, a full 2 cups of salsa. Seems like an absurd amount.
It just seems like so much salsa.
It seems like a hell of a lot of salsa.
That looks like beef stew.
Beef.
Do we have our harmonies for beef stew down at this point?
No, that's our base note. Okay.
Beef stew.
Very nice. One interesting thing I'll note, Frankie, is that the Kraft one, right, recommends you use Kraft cheeses.
Yeah.
Of course. But we will be using Kraft Parmesan.
John just fell in a hole. For those of you who not watching, just listening.
Parmesan.
If you're watching BoxMac Minimize.
Fell in the hole in the kitchen. That hole never used to be there. There was actually a time when the floor in this kitchen was very open.
It was a big deal when you were making this this house.
It was. I remember I was watching old clips and
On the Clips
pods.
channel.
Yes, on the Clips and Pods channel.
RCE Clips and Pods.
And we were talking about how the house would never be done and how I was constantly covered in paint.
So the whole house is controlled by a system called Insteon, and every switch point is digitally programmable. So every light can control all other lights.
Does the bidet light come on?
The bidet is not
light show
on in
function.
Go watch it.
In the card above.
Echo, how much time on the timer?
You feel the need to talk to her a little robotically?
A little robotically. It's easier to understand for her. We're getting there.
Do you have a favorite kind of style of pizza?
Definitely deep dish.
I went to Chicago last year and I got one and it was pretty good.
Yeah. And if you're ever in Chicago, you can go to the Chicago Uno the Uno pizza chain, and it is not the same.
Is that right?
As you get around here. If you're out there, there's a place called Gino's East, which is actually my favorite deep dish pizza.
I think I'm a Greek style guy. I don't like brick oven pizza at all. I find it like way too bready. You end up with like these weird air pockets in it that blow and little bits of char throughout it. There's a kind of pizza that we used to get when we were kids that was literally just, it was like the bread, it was about this thick.
Yep.
And it just had sauce on it. And you could like sprinkle like Parmesan cheese on it.
That's a specific type of pizza.
What is that? Is that specific to Fall River?
No, it's a specific style.
My grandma, whenever she would have like a party and have a lot of food,
Yes,
that was one of the
always
things.
there, yeah.
And it came in a box.
I actually love it. I think it's great. It's delicious. One green onion.
Yes.
What's this thing with you and peppers, Frankie?
I think red peppers on a sandwich can be kind of nice.
Yeah.
But I think green pepper, I don't ever really have purchase with, as you might say. First of all, I don't find them very flavorful.
Yep.
And yet they're spicy sometimes.
Yeah.
So they're spicy but not flavorful.
In Japan and in a lot of Asian places, peppers are a real kind of broccoli for kids in the US. So much so that when Pixar dubs their films into Japanese, they'll replace shots of broccoli with pieces of pepper.
Now you have me wondering, like, how many times was broccoli like an integral part of the plot?
There's a fun fan edit of Inside Out, everything without the inside the head. And it's just the story of the girl. And it kind of holds up on its own, which is a testament to how well the individual parts of the story were conducted.
Sweet dreams. Good night. So, big day.
There's our
Delish.
pizza bread. Doesn't that smell nice? Couldn't you just like nom it there?
Yeah, I could just eat it like that. Or you could spread the Fiesta Mac all over it and bake it. Fiesta Kraft Stop and Shop Pizza Mac.
Yeah, we're only gonna have half a cup of peppers.
We had a Portuguese neighbor when I was a kid.
Yeah.
His name was Manny. You know, Manuel. For some reason, my dad called him Manny Peppers.
Really?
I think it was because he grew peppers. Manny Peppers over there. I mean, as a kid, I didn't understand comedy yet. And so I actually thought the guy's last name was Peppers. John's doing a lot of good work here. John's going to get an outstanding on his performance evaluation.
Ooh. Is there any possibility of, wage increase as a result of that high recommendation?
We don't tie wage increases to performance evaluations anymore.
So we're going to commit sin and put macaroni and cheese on this pizza.
It is, oh man, look at that. Does it feel weird?
It feels very weird. Okay, so we've got a box of mac on the pizza. We did it, Reddit.
Are you gonna salt it before you bake it?
No need. The sausage is very salty. We didn't add any salt to that. I think that's pretty good sausage coverage.
It's delicious sausage, by the way.
Yeah, next we put mozzarella on.
Look at that. It looks so weird.
It does look like, I don't know, BuzzFeed mutant food.
Do you want to get a top-down view of him doing this?
All right, well, this monstrosity is ready to go back in the oven.
You think this will be good?
I'm gonna love that pizza.
You're not being sarcastic.
No.
You ever think they come up with a recipe that like no one's ever tried? They just put it on the fucking box. They got it off a different box.
It's cooking up all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure the heat from the stew
Yeah.
is making it cook a little bit
The
faster.
steam from...
The steamed ham.
Steamed from the steamed clams we're having.
Looks like what I would expect.
Yeah.
Kind of dry. The dryness concerns me.
It does concern me, too.
That doesn't look to you like kind of misc garbage? Like after you're done with a meal and you look in the garbage can and there's just a bunch of food. That's what that looks like.
Some Mexican cheese.
Like
Like racially appropriate. How does this look to you, Frankie?
I'd eat the hell out of it.
Here's a rarely used tool in my kitchen.
Look at this. You told me you never make pizza.
Look, sometimes you buy tools in anticipation. It actually came in a kit with a bunch of other tools.
Michael, a pizza cutter came inside of me. Kit.
KITT for easy reference. A kit if you prefer.
I don't want to cut like outrageously huge pieces.
No, we don't want the pizza to be big pieces. Yeah, and of course the problem with the mac and cheese topping is like it's falling off.
What?
Ooh, I got flour all over my fingers.
Yeah, there's a little bit of flour. Oh, there's a lot of flour on the bottom. Fiesta first. Shells, Stop and Shop from Deluxe.
It's great. It's, it's like a hamburger helper kind of thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
You could probably buy something like this in a box.
I'm sure you could. I probably would have put a little more of the Mexican cheese in.
The peppers integrate nicely. It's not too spicy.
Yep.
The salsa wasn't too much, actually.
There's just a little bit of spice in it, which is nice. Little kick.
I think it's like
Got
perfect.
chili pepper, plus that was medium salsa we used.
So I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna eat a lot more of that.
Yeah, I think it came out pretty tasty.
Yeah. It's very hamburger helper-y.
You can really taste the salsa.
Yeah.
It kind of overpowers everything, but it's not bad.
So your choice of salsa would really change the character of the mac. It's good. It's good.
You could eat it for dinner.
I don't know if it's like worth the effort or what.
Yeah, I mean, I think hamburger helper would yield me just as good a result, and I would just have to cook the hamburger and then throw everything in the pot.
Yeah.
Want to try this floury pizza? Yeah, that's my reaction.
I'm just eating all the things together.
Exactly.
I mean, each piece is fine. The bread's fine. The mac's fine.
It ruined the mac.
Sausage is fine. What an utterly ridiculous thing.
At least we got plenty of flour on the bottom.
So there was a lot of flour on the bottom, okay? Well, that's an utter failure, right? A rather tremendous amount of work for a really mediocre outcome.
Look at the flour content.
All right, don't show the camera.
Yeah, I'm like dripping with flour.
Look, I never make pizzas from scratch, okay? I forgot a step.
The sausage is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, why? Like, why? It's like those things where you like see Tasty and they're like, you can make a mac and cheese donut, and then you're like, that doesn't look good.
This is one of those recipes I think that no one tried.
The dough is good. The sausage is good. The mac and cheese is weak.
Yeah, because we put it on a pizza.
Gotta wipe the flour out.
I'm sorry about the flour. So, the Fiesta Mac was fine. The mac and cheese pizza was utterly stupid.
It really, really was.
It came out so dry, and we only cooked it 10 minutes. Like, what did they expect would be the wetness?
This is what baking does, people. And not to mention, it's also like stacked too freaking high.
What do we got coming up next time, Frankie?
Do you know?
Yeah, some Devour Macs and the legendary Cracker Barrel Parmesan White Cheddar. So we'll try that next time on BoxMac.
It's like the golden cartridge.
Oh, yeah.
Be cool. Be cool about fire safety. Yeah, that's the rule. Hey, to be cool. Be cool about fire safety. That's the rule. Be cool. Gotta tell your mama, gotta tell your pops about how fire's starting, how to make 'em